All right, guys, we are watching ReZero, Season 1, Episode 15. Man, last time, things aren't going well. That is, I guess that could be the tagline for pretty much every episode of the entire show, I guess. But, Rem's dead. Obviously, Subaru's gonna die. Probably soon. Because there's no way Rem's staying dead, right? Imagine that. That would actually be insane if Rem just stayed dead. But, like, there's no way. Like, she died off screen, so that's not gonna happen. So Subaru's gonna die. We have our new problem, our new situation for Subaru to deal with. He's going to try and deal with it, and I suspect fail horribly because it is such a ridiculous situation. And I don't know. Let's see the lesson that he learns from it. I guess that's my prediction of how this is gonna go. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. I assume everyone's dead, not just because everyone in the village was dead. Rim's dead. Probably Amelia's dead. Everyone got owned. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. I'm excited just to see like what Subaru's reaction to it will be. So I don't know. Let's see. We're watching season 1, episode 15. You can line and copy up with this if you want to. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. Oh, she put up a fight, that's for sure. Yep, we're back. Who is that? Oh. Oh, man. Oh, what? They all ran here? Or the. Yeah. Or the maids went to grab them, I guess, right? To try and protect them. Yeah, this is. Yeah, this is a bit too much of a problem, huh? Oh. I don't think the inside of the castle is going to be looking any better. Man, I knew we weren't going to get the opening. Like when I said I liked it, and then I was like, oh yeah, we never get it anyway. Of course, of course. Oh man. Oh. Man, they just didn't stand a chance at all. That is not good. What do we even do? I mean, like, oh, but like Rosewall. Rosewall's like, oh, yeah, and like, of course he would think it's his fault. Like, oh man, it's like the main character syndrome thing, but like, it's like he thinks all of this is happening because of him, and like, hmm, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it because, hmm, okay, what is going on down here? Is it ice from Puck? Ooh, oh, okay. Oh well, at least you get to freeze to death real quick. What? It's just like so cold he couldn't even tell that it was like this. Okay, all right, that's good. That is good. Okay, so yeah, we're back in the capital. When exactly? This is when he went out with Rim, right? Yeah. God, I'm sorry, I don't remember if this is before or after his talk with Krush. The one at night. Sorry. Oh, okay. Okay, I mean, fair enough, I suppose. I feel like it's not really just like shock from the situation. I think it's like the responsibility he feels for it. It's just it's like the weight of thinking that he is the one who has to fix all of it and just how impossible it is, right? But like he has to do something like that, and I guess that the problem is he does have some kind of responsibility for it, right? Ooh, that's just the horrible situation he's in, you know? Hmm. Because it's obvious he's not like actually like his mind isn't actually broken, right? It's like I mean I don't know. I guess it's possible. Why even bring that up? Yeah. Like something's gonna break him out of this, obviously, right? I just don't know what. I'm trying to figure out like what we're gonna go back to the mansion. I assume we're gonna get there before because we're leaving a day earlier, right? So I assume we're gonna get there before all the murders happen. Oh. Hmm. The difference between the way she feels about him and the way he feels about Amelia, right? It's really something. How he feels like he deserves Amelia in a way, you know? And of course, the way she thinks about Subaru is probably informed by, you know, the way she is in general, right? Not just, hmm. Like, of course, it seems to me that she would be naturally like this, that she would be, I don't know, I think it's more meaningful than that. Okay. Oh. So, oh, yeah, they're getting here right when it's happening. That is not what we want. They are not here early enough. And they left right away, basically, right? Or was it the day after? Did Subaru sleep at the mansion for a day? I don't know. Okay. Sorry, I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking. That was cool. Oh god. Yeah, we know she's not a match, right? Yeah. There's just too many of them. Oh god. Okay, they're just kidnapping him. Interesting. Why are they kidnapping him, but they're just trying to kill Rim? I mean, I guess she's trying to kill them too, and Subaru's sitting there and doing nothing, but Man. Hmm. I don't know if that's a very good way to look at it. Again, she's so similar to Subaru in so many ways, you know? Oh, hi there. It wouldn't happen to be Pride. Yeah. Sin Archbishop. Okay. A sloth. Interesting. So this is the witch cult. He's the we know like the witch of envy like killed all the other witches of the other sins, right? I am they're going to like torture him to death, and this is not going to be good at all. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Diligence. Is that the opposite of sloth, I guess? So what does he hate sloth or does he like sloth? Okay, yeah, sure. Uh-huh. The ordeal. Oh, okay. That's good news, honestly. That means she must have killed everyone there, right? Because they would have just come back. Okay, sure. Okay, all right, sure. So, yeah, okay, good, great. We have some good company here. I just okay. They are gonna do terrible, unspeakable things to Subaru. It is going to be awful, and I don't want to watch it. So that's good. That is good. Mm-hmm. From the witch. The witch is sent, right? The gospel. We're really getting a lot of info here. Okay. Why? Oh. Mm-hmm. A good question. Yeah, I guess he would know. He would know. Well, this is a real crazy person. True. Okay. Sure. Yeah, because it's just the result of Subaru just giving up, right? God. Please just kill him, please. This is like the only time I just want Subaru to die immediately. Like, please. Oh, right. Yeah, Subaru is committing sloth, isn't he? Okay. Okay. And when he asked him if he's pride, that is a very good. Okay, that is very interesting to think about. Ah, she seems fine. She's okay. So, okay, what is wrong with you? Mmm. Okay, a good question. What is wrong with this guy? Hmm. Is he still gonna? Come on. Oh, okay. Good. Great. Okay, so he has telekinesis. Mm-hmm. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't I don't want to see that at all. Well, he snapped out of it. Yeah. Oh man. The other fingers. Okay, we have hands, we have fingers, sure. Neither does he. Oh. Hmm. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hmm. I'm gonna have to read those lines again. That was great. Good. Fantastic. We're just leaving Subaru here? He's just gonna, what, slowly die of dehydration? That's great. That's great. That's awesome. Okay. Like, holy shit. Like, it's so much worse. It's dark. I can't tell if there's something on the screen or not. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. Okay. Nice. Man, I don't know what I would do in Subaru's position right now. It's snowing. Must be Puck, right? The kid's in there again. Oh, are we just gonna freeze to death? Oh, hi there. Yeah, Puck, along with his daughter. Okay. Oh, man. What? Okay. That was an episode, I guess. What on earth was that? All right. Wow. The last like 5 minutes of that episode are insane. Oh my god. Oh, you see like the snow slowly building up on Subaru? I don't know. I'm just thinking about so much stuff like right now. Like if this with Puck is what happens when Amelia dies, right? And he does this. I wonder if that alone is a reason for Subaru to be in this world to prevent Amelia's death so that this doesn't happen. You know? I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. Like Subaru now has a person. Like he keeps repeating Pelogise's name, right? So he has a person that he can like blame everything on, which is interesting. Like I'm thinking about like that's better than blaming himself, right? Like it's better that he has like a someone he can blame everything on than say it's like his fault, right? But like the reason why he thinks it's his fault is like different than that, right? Like he doesn't think it's literally his fault, but it's like, it plays into the whole main character syndrome type thing. Oh, what do we even do? I mean, what do we even do? I think he has a new recognition of how much he means to Rim, maybe. That is interesting that she can tell every time it happens, right? It almost makes me wonder if someone could figure it out in some way. I doubt it, but he has been reminded of the consequences of sloth, I suppose. Yeah, the outside of madness. Well, that was an episode. You can definitely call that one an episode. That was ridiculous. All right, we'll talk about it in the discussion, which for me will probably be hours later because I gotta go. So I will see you in 1 second, though. Alrighty, it is literally like a day and a half later, but that's okay. I don't know. It has been a rough week for recording for me. That is for sure. My hair is all messed up. I got rained on all day today. I gotta go take a shower after this. It was not. I don't know. It has not been a good day. I've had a better day than Subaru had in this episode, though. So let's talk about it. Um, so like, God, where do I even start? Where do I even start? Like, again, I guess the vibe I'm getting from this, and I wanted to say this in the last discussion too, but I didn't. I forgot, I guess, is like Subaru doesn't know he's the main character of an anime, right? He might have main character syndrome, but he doesn't know he's literally the main character of an anime, right? So, like, I imagine in his mind, especially knowing that there was a month in between, like, the last arc and the beginning of this one, you know? In his mind, there must have been a point where he wondered if he was, like, done with all of this crazy stuff, you know? And that he wasn't going to have to deal with this anymore. That the last situation that we dealt with in the previous arc was it. And he gets to just, like, have a normal life and do normal things. And everyone won't die horrible deaths, right? Um, and then, like, this is just it, right? It's this horrible, terrible things. Everyone is dead. It is the worst situation he has been in, uh, by far, by an extreme amount. Like I guess I don't know. Like him saying that it's like that him blaming himself for it and think it's like something that he didn't want and all of that. I guess that's like it plays into his main character syndrome stuff because if he thinks that in a way all of the events that have happened since he entered this world is like revolving around him, then of course he would blame himself for all of this crazy shit happening, everyone being dead in this horrible situation he's in now. Because again, in his mind, it's like, oh, he's in this world, he has returned by death. So it's like he's the main character. So all of this insane, awful stuff happening must be like because of him. Like, you know what I mean? Like this, the same way that in the really good scene at the end of episode 13, when he tells Amelia that everything has only gone so well because of him. It's like that. It's like how that shows you his main character syndrome in that sense. It's like this is the flip side of it about how like I don't know, about how awful that kind of mentality is when you're thrown into a situation like this, I guess, right? Like, because again, it's just like, if I was in his shoes, if I was in his situation, which is, we're completely different people, so that would be, I don't know, everything would be very different, I guess. But I would just be thinking at some point, like, oh, okay, I'm done now, right? Like, I guess I don't know what the scale of the story is going to be or where we're going to go at all. But at some point you would think, okay, Subaru's trials and tribulations with Return by Death are over. He gets to just like live his life now, right? And since Subaru's like kind of an otaku and is aware of like, Subaru thinks of himself as a main character in that sense. It's like informed by the idea of like otaku culture and like being aware of manga and anime and stuff. It's like you would think that he would also think that eventually, right? That it's like he is the main character of this world, of this story, and that eventually he'll just be done, like the same way that I'm saying that, just because that's just like how stories work, So I guess I just wonder if in his mind he thought after I got apparently the month that passed, that's what a comment told me, right? In between the previous arc and this one, I don't know. I would just think eventually he would be like, yeah, I guess I'm done now, right? He just gets to, yeah. And I just, again, it's like the situation he's in now. It's like because of his mentality, because of the way he thinks about everything, he thinks this is his next thing that he has to like fix and solve, right? And it's just, I don't know. Like, good luck, I guess. I don't know. I still don't know how he's going to fix any of this. Of course, I'm kind of starting from the position that he must in some way get through this problem because surely everyone isn't going to die, right? That would be kind of crazy. Um, so Puck kills him, not really intentionally. It just kind of, yeah, he's too late, I guess. So thank God he died, I guess. Maybe in a way that wasn't too painful either, seems good to me. But I guess his immediate response to the situation he's in, and I assume just the crushing weight of responsibility now that he's feeling about this horrible situation, is to just like give up, right? He is committing sloth, I suppose, Um, and it's interesting that he's would do this, because I guess on some level, I'm sure in a way this is like his natural reaction. Like I don't think it's like this is his natural reaction, right? Like I guess like going off what Pedal Geese was saying at the end there of him like pretending to be crazy, pretending to have gone mad. Like kinda, yeah, like I get that, but it's also like this kind of makes sense that this would be his reaction in a way. But to me, I guess it's like it's just a reaction to the idea that he has to fix this, right? Especially with like his mentality towards it, like wanting to do everything by himself in a way, Not that he's really like rejected help from other people exactly, that hasn't really been like a feature of him. It's just been that, like he said to Amelia, it's always been because of him that he has fixed everything, right? That's how he views it from the previous arcs, from the previous time loops. So I guess it's just, yeah, it's just that's what he thinks is expected of him again, is that he just has to fix this, right? So yeah, I don't know, understandable that this would be his reaction to it. Hmm. And so I think I'm correct here that they're leaving a day earlier, right? Aren't they? Or at least if they're not leaving a day earlier, is it earlier in the day that they're leaving? I guess I don't remember the timeline exactly. Um, but they're I don't know. I guess still a day has passed from this point since the day where they were at the market, right? So I guess like if Subaru has to get there before all of the crazy shit starts happening at the mansion, he has to convince Rem immediately to go leave, and we got to get to the mansion literally immediately, right? At least I think a day has passed since they were at the market. I guess I don't know. Were the curtains dark in that previous scene? Let me see. Yeah, it looks like it's nighttime, so it must have been a day has passed. So I guess theoretically they could still leave even a day earlier than this to get back to the mansion if Subaru manages to convince Rem to leave and go back to the mansion instantly the second he wakes up in the new loop, right? So man, all right, I guess. Hmm. I'm just trying to think. I don't know. I don't know. I love Rem so much. Like she has this kind of relationship with Subaru that is literally like exactly what he should want in a way. Obviously, that's not really how relationships work. Like, um, I guess I'll just leave that at that. But like, she doesn't have any expectations for him, right? He's special, right? Yeah, it's she doesn't expect him to be special. She's not expecting him to um she's not expecting of him the things that he thinks the world expects of him, I guess, right? Like it really it's like her attitude towards him really is just like the perfect thing that you would think Subaru would want. Now, as I say that, like Amelia, what are Amelia's expectations of Subaru? Like she doesn't expect things from him in the same way that he expects things of himself, right? That's the same way that Rim doesn't. If we think back to the last scene of episode 13 again, the discussion that Subaru and Amelia had, I think her only expectations of him are to, I don't know. I guess it's a whole lot of stuff. Kind of everything that she said to him in that discussion, I guess, to stop being a loser. I don't know. Like so Rim kind of has this very idealized view of Subaru in that sense, I guess, that Amelia kind of doesn't, right? I think either way, Subaru's behavior and like his lack of self-worth that I think is kind of born from the idea of having expectations forced on him by just, I don't know, a vague sense that he's not living up to something. Both Amelia and Rim don't really like do that to him, right? Rim has this view of him that's more idealized in a sense, and Amelia's like expectations of him, if you even want to call it that, as of their discussion 2 episodes ago, like it's not like it's even remotely anything unreasonable. It's kind of silly to even think of it as expectations because it's just like, I don't know. So I don't know. There's still something about the difference in the way that Rim views Subaru that I think is very good for him. Um, but is also like the way Amelia views Subaru is also very important, but different. I guess it's hard to vocalize what I think it is exactly, I guess, because now that I'm like trying to work it out verbally here. Certainly neither of them have unrealistic expectations for Subaru in any way. And I guess I don't think Rim's view of Subaru is like idealized to the point that she called him a loser in the last episode, right? And of course, the natural thing is that she still thinks he's special and she doesn't care anyway, So she understands him, I think. She doesn't view him in like an unrealistic sense, I guess. I don't know. It's very interesting because I think it's clear to anyone that the way Rem views Subaru is different from the way Amelia views Subaru. Obviously, like that has to the reason for that has to come from just like the what Subaru has done for Rem, right? Compared to what he's done for Amelia, compared to like what Amelia knows Subaru has done for her. If we're fair there, right? Hmm. And apparently the message she gets from Rayam is like crazy. Like I don't know. I didn't know they had that connection, I guess, until last episode when she mentioned it. But man, that is striking. The cool dragon gets decapitated, unlucky, and they are right in the middle of it. And so they capture Subaru and they just start trying to kill Rim, which maybe I'm looking too much into it, but like obviously Rim is just fighting back and trying to murder them, right? They are witch cultists, which are the people who attacked their village and murdered everyone and cut off Ram's horn. So like that makes sense that she's just attacking them immediately, of course. And of course, I don't know, they were also attacking demons before, so like them just wanting to kill Rem, I guess that makes sense. But they're trying to kill Rem and they're just taking Subaru away. Which I wonder if they can smell the witch scent on Subaru, and that's part of why they just kidnap him, Because I guess I would think in their mind, like, isn't Subaru just some random dude? Like, why, like, they killed all the villagers, for example. Why would they capture Subaru? I feel like it must be the witch scent thing. I mean, I feel like it has to be. Hmm. And yeah, and she says that Subaru is her reason to die, which I think is a very important line. Um, and I think Rim, her viewing Subaru in this way, is like the um thing that changes Subaru's behavior by the end of the episode, right? It really is like him, Rim, and the way she views Subaru and the what she is willing to do for Subaru is what changes Subaru's mind in terms of this whole, oh, I'm gonna sit around and do nothing, I'm just gonna give up, right? Because that's what he was doing this episode. We'll talk about that more in a second when we get to like the scene at the end. So we meet Petal Geese here, who is really he's really something. um, he asks Subaru if he is Pride, which like isn't this like crazy? Like, isn't this like some crazy lore that we're getting here? Maybe I'm insane, but like, he's what does he call himself? The Sin Bishop of Sloth or whatever, right? Sin Archbishop in the Witch Cult, Archbishop of Sloth. Yeah. So, what's the lore we know about the witch so far? So the witch of Envy ate or killed. Did she eat them or did she just kill them? The other witches, right? There was a witch representing every other sin before, right? And the Witch of Envy ate / killed them. I don't remember what exactly they said. I guess it doesn't. Who cares? They're gone. So we have these archbishops apparently representing different sins. I'm gonna assume there's one for each of them, other than pride, right? We have Subaru. He asks him Subaru if he's pride. So could Subaru be pride, right? Like I guess we have no idea how these archbishops work, or like how, what qualifies you to be one. We know that Subaru has this bizarre connection to the witch, right? Like, he has returned by death. He always has the smell of her on him, which Edelgeese here is aware of. And I guess if we're thinking about a sin that Subaru could represent, well, after his last discussion with Amelia, yeah, you could certainly call it pride, I guess. It's still weird though, because we know Subaru has low self-worth, right? We know that's kind of just like something that informs all of his actions and the way he acts in general. So calling him pride might be kind of a long shot, unless like the hmm, unless the way that these archbishops are representative of the sins is like different. I don't know. Like they don't have to be like I guess I could imagine Subaru being pride because it's like almost like he could represent multiple aspects of it in terms of his low self-worth and despite of that all of that stuff he said to Amelia um in their discussion, right? So because like Petalgeese here, he represents sloth, but he doesn't seem very slothful to me. He seems kind of uh, erratic and insane. I would not look at him and be like, oh yeah, he's sloth. So, hmm, I don't know. I don't know. All I was thinking during this scene was that they were going to torture Subaru to death in like a terrible, horrible, graphic way. So I guess I'm glad that didn't happen. Because to me, it seems like he's been hauled off to a torture chamber and they're going to do unspeakable things to him. But I guess I'm glad that didn't happen. Because that would have really, I don't know, that would have really been something. And at the same time, I guess I'm wondering now if like the structure of the story here, like, you know, we have the Archbishop of Sloth here talking to Subaru. He has shown up in a moment where Subaru really is kind of committing the sin of sloth, I guess you could say, right, through his behavior. You could probably assign the idea of being slothful more so than just his immediate behavior in this episode, right? Like, man, maybe just like his attitude towards his life and the situation he's in, everything, his situation ever since the end of the last arc, right? Since the start of this arc, I guess, right? Could you say that he's been being slothful in some way towards like I guess it's kind of a vague concept that you could really apply probably to a lot of stuff, like hmm I guess like his like something I guess something that my mind kind of jumps to is like the idea of him proclaiming himself as a knight despite not the show and the characters in the show calling him out for having not like actually done the work required to like be a knight, right? And like both literally in the sense of like what a knight is in the universe and like what that rank represents and like the metaphorical sense of like being a knight and like everything that you imagine of like being like attributes that you would assign to a knight, right? Things that make someone like knightly. Subaru, I don't think he really meets any of that, right? Like in behavior or like the way he thinks about himself or his actions. He's not like not very like, I don't know. Like, I guess I get a sense of like honorability in actions and like, stuff like that from being a knight that Subaru hasn't, you know, I don't know. I guess he's been kind of slothful about attaining that kind of status, I guess. Not like literally in terms of like being a knight. Like, I guess you know what I mean, because he has been called out for not doing the hard work required to be a knight, right? And I guess you could call that sloth in a way. Um, you could probably also apply it in some way to like the way he views himself in terms of his self-worth and stuff. I feel like that would be kind of difficult. That would be really hard to like hash out right here on the spot though. But I don't know, it's just interesting to think about. I guess with this guy appearing, the Archbishop of Sloth, I'm going to assume we're going to see the other sins and what they represent, right? So I guess that's just going to be something I'm going to be on the lookout for, is if like the arc that character appears in, whatever the other archbishops and the sins, whenever they appear, if like Subaru's behavior will be like reflective of that sin throughout that arc or maybe the previous arc. Hmm. And anyway, in terms of like what on earth is actually going on here, like they want to kill Amelia for some reason, even though like, you know, Subaru himself has denied that Amelia has any connection to the witch. But because of Subaru having a connection to the witch, and all of Subaru's actions having been preventing Amelia from getting murdered, that kind of makes me feel like Subaru is someone acting on behalf of the witch to further Amelia's life and her, I'm assuming, furthering her ambitions to becoming the ruler, right? Through all the dragon priesthood stuff. So, I guess in that sense, it feels like Amelia certainly does have a connection to the witch. So I guess the witch cultists here wanting to kill Amelia is weird to me. Huh. Unless it's possible that this group that he is a part of is completely insane, and they actually have no connection to the witch at all, and they're just lunatics, right? That is possible, right? Like, I guess, I don't know, I guess thinking of it in that way is just kind of lame, though. I don't really want to think of it like that, because that's just kind of like, I guess they could just be crazy lunatics who know nothing about the witch, and they've just made all this stuff up. But I guess I don't really know what to think of it otherwise, though. Like, they called today the ordeal, and they're gonna kill Amelia. Unless, I mean, you could view it in, like, some crazy, like, this is all some insane 5D chess that the witch is doing, where it's like, this is specifically some kind of ordeal that Amelia has to go through that Subaru needs to save her from for some specific reason, and she's using the witch cultists as, like, a method to do that, right? Like, I guess that's possible. I just really, we have not gotten any of that, and I'm just baselessly theorizing when I just have no idea. So, I don't know. Because I guess we know that Subaru has a weird connection to the witch. We don't know that these people do at all. So, like, that alone makes me feel like what Subaru is doing with Amelia is much more alongside what the witch would want than these crazy lunatics. So, And yeah, I don't know. He calls Subaru out for faking his madness, which I guess is, like, true in a way, but it's also, like, I don't know. I don't think it's, like, completely fake. Rim shows up, ready to murder them. Of course. I guess she isn't practicing sloth, so he's real happy about it. This scene is just ridiculous. I don't know. This character. Man. So, just like she said, just like she called it, Subaru is her reason to die, you know? So, she is willing to do all of this crazy shit and literally die for Subaru, right? And I think that, as I said earlier, is like Subaru's reason for his change in attitude that we see by the end of the episode, right? At the beginning of the next loop. Because it's like, if Rim is going to be willing to get tortured to death and have these horrible, terrible things happen to him, happen for Subaru, right? Happen to her for Subaru's sake every single time, then, like, he can't be slothful, right? He can't just sit around and do nothing, right? Like, I guess obviously you would think, like, okay, so of course Amelia is also getting tortured to death and is assumedly having terrible, horrible things happen to her and being murdered by these insane maniacs every time, right? So you would think that would be motivation enough for him. But, like, the difference here is that Amelia is having that just done to her by these crazy lunatics, right? Like, I guess I think the important distinction here is Rim is having this happen to her and having this terrible torture and all of this stuff happen specifically because of Subaru, right? She's doing it for him, right? That's the important part. That's why I think the motivation that he will get from that, which is just, if nothing else, prevent Rim from dying for me, is more significant in my mind than his motivation of just wanting to stop the terrible things that are going to happen. Because if that's his sole motivation, he's just going to give up, right? It's like he can't, he's just going to be like, oh, I can't do it. It's impossible, right? But this is such stronger motivation for him because of, like, it plays into his idea of, like, self-loathing, right? That someone else finding so much value in him that they're willing to die for him, specifically. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that must be very meaningful to him. of course, it being Rim, and like, it's not just some random person, but it's Rim, right? And how much she means to Subaru, how much Subaru means to him, right? Maybe it's silly. Maybe that like doesn't make sense because you would think that in general Amelia dying would be enough motivation. But I guess just clearly it isn't. I guess no, it has to be right. Because it clearly isn't, right? His go-to thing to everyone getting murdered was, "Oh, I'm going to give up and it's impossible," right? Um but because of Rim sacrificing herself for him, that is what makes him find motivation. So no, I'm right. I'm correct. Sorry. We figured it out. And I don't know. This scene is just so sad. And I guess just like her telling him to live too, right? He has to find so much motivation just from this scene here, right? I mean, and I guess like the reason I'm second guessing everything I'm saying here is just because it feels like wrong in a way to like doubt the motivation he was fine just to like help and save Amelia from being murdered. But I guess that's just, I don't know. I guess that's just true, right? So. And Puck, I don't know, destroys everything. So unlucky, I guess. That makes me think like I assume the kids are in there again, and she died protecting them. I mean, she failed, I guess. Or did she? I don't know. She died in front of the door, so maybe she killed them all and they didn't get in. But I don't know. I don't know. And Puck, I don't know. I destroys everything, I guess. So like does he have enough power to destroy the world? Like maybe, I guess. I don't know. Like I guess that's just kind of I still don't know what Puck is or like what like it's making me think now with it's like I've thought so much about what Subaru's reason for being in this world is, like why he was summoned here, and it's like is it to prevent the world from being destroyed through Amelia's death, right? Like if Amelia ever dies, does that mean Puck destroys the world? And is that just Subaru's reason for being here? Like maybe, I don't know. Is Puck I don't know. I don't know. That just like that's just weird. That is just weird, right? Like unless like Puck I don't know. Unless Puck is like playing into that in a way, right? Like I guess if Puck has enough power to actually destroy the entire world if Amelia dies, which I guess I believe it, then that would make Subaru always have to save Amelia, right? Like, isn't this just like a fail safe in a way, right? Like, it means if Amelia ever dies, the world is going to get destroyed. Subaru is going to die. It's going to activate Return by Death, and he's going to have to go save Amelia to prevent the world from being destroyed, right? So I guess you can view it in two ways. You can view it as, like, Subaru is here to prevent the world from being destroyed. Or you can almost view it as, like, Puck is a literal, like, tool that maybe not being used by the witch, but just happens to exist in a way that, because of Subaru having Return by Death, it means it's basically impossible for Amelia to die. Right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because through Puck destroying the world, Subaru will always activate Return by Death, because he will die in that process. And then he'll have to go save Amelia, or it will just loop forever, right, if he never does that. So, and because it will loop forever, that means, I mean, if it's infinite, that means eventually Subaru will succeed in some way, right? So, I don't know. Something to think about, I guess. This was like a ridiculously good episode, so I don't know. Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one. Hmm. I guess I'm excited to see where we're going from here. Um, Subaru has found new resolve, as mentioned. And I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what his plan is. I'm a little bit worried. But because I feel like this isn't just going to be smooth sailing, but I mean, there's no way it's going to be. We have no plan. What are we going to do? Literally, what are we possibly going to do to prevent this insane, crazy shit? I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's an answer for next episode. So leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next one.